KKHT wants you to meet three of the classiest guys in real estate.
I am Chris Kelso, the maestro of mortgage.
I am Rob Cook, the godfather of real estate.
And I'm Joe Orsack, the king of credit swing. And together, we're
the Real Estate Rat Pack.
Much like us, real estate right now is smoking hot. So whether it's buying, selling, or owning, you need to check out the Real Estate Rat Pack.
They're here to take your calls and answer your questions live. Call now 1-800-808-5548. And now, the Real Estate Rat Pack.
Just not the same without Joe here. Joe's out playing at the Renaissance Festival today.
That is correct. He's at Renfest today.
Well, it's a beautiful day for it.
I know. It's a great day out there, actually. I was just stuck in that weather. I didn't want to come upstairs to the studio because of that.
Well, I almost thought I was going to do this show solo. Comes in at 8:59.
I know.
Under the wire.
Have to do that every once in a while, too, you Rob. Keep you honest, keep you straight.
Well, how was your turkey day?
It was very good. How was yours?
It was good. I ate too much and watched too much football and.
That's what's meant to be, though. It's meant to spend it with family and friends and people you want to spend it with and have a good time.
And yours was?
It was great. Same thing. Had the kids there, and we just played and played and played all day long. Yeah, almost to the point in which I couldn't even wake up this morning.
Hence your tardiness. 30 minutes past your time.
30 minutes past my time.
We are going to dock your pay for that, by the way.
I know. I do know. I do agree every once in a while. Taking away 0 from 0 is going to hurt me a little bit, though.
Well, don't worry about it. Anyway, so we got a good show lineup for today.
Absolutely.
And we're really appreciative of the people who come in on a holiday weekend. And we have Phil Dvorak.
Phil Dvorak, correct?
Dvorak, make sure I pronounce it correctly. Who
sounds
is with
like
ProTech Painting,
right?
A new franchise, and Gustavo,
A.K. the Goose.
The Goose.
A.K. the Goose is in the house.
Yeah, with DH Homes. And we're going to be talking a little bit about construction, homes, and where people started in their careers and the things like that. So who wants to be first today?
Well,
everybody raise their hand at one time. Okay,
absolutely.
Phil, you're up.
Come on, let's go.
By default, you're in the hot seat anyway. So anyway, you came on. You're a two-timer.
Two-timer, right?
And you came on last time as the owner of Pods, or one of the owners of Pods, and now you have bought a new franchise called ProTech Painting.
Right.
So talk a little bit about that.
ProTech Painting is, it's a company that, like you said, we just started it here in the Houston area. And my idea for this painting company is to be a customer service oriented painting business. The painting business doesn't really have the best reputation as far as the folks that show up at your house, in a dirty white pickup truck and may or may not be on time and may or may not.
Do they show up in your house to begin with?
Yeah,
exactly right.
When they show up,
that's the first test, right?
You had described it this morning when we were talking about that. The industry's kind of fractured.
Exactly. It's a fragmented industry. There's not a high bar, so to speak, as far as what it takes to become a painter. You really just call yourself a painter, and there you are, right? So,
we might want to rip you here for an important message, if you don't mind. Is we've got Rick, which I believe is probably Rick Young, who is our COO for Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Anderson Properties, and they've got a great event happening next week. Rick, are you there?
I am here.
Well, tell me about the event. Tell everybody else about the event.
Well, Greater Houston German Shepherd Dog Rescue, and that's a mouthful.
It's like Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Anderson Properties.
Must say that again 5 times in a row with 2 shots.
but on December 6th, which is a week from today, at Cottonwood, Houston, from 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock, we will be having our annual Jingle Bell Bark and Brew event, which is a huge silent auction, photos with Santa for children and their pets. And I guess adults, if they want to have their picture on Santa's lap, they can do that too.
I think no, but
we'll have a silent auction, raffle for an iPad, bake sale, and a special adoption event. And all this is to benefit German Shepherd Rescue. We're a all-volunteer organization. Every dollar that's raised goes to help the dogs. We don't have any overhead. Our dogs are all, fostered and kept in homes by volunteers. And so everything we raise goes to help place it. This is a special breed of dogs. You look at the police, you look at the military, you look at people with infirmities. I can speak this morning.
It's okay.
German Shepherds are a popular breed to help all these people, and it's a noble breed that's been with us a long time, and they deserve our love and our safety. And so we're a group that's just dedicated to this breed.
Well, I've always admired you about this because Rick, I know personally, has fostered, I know at least since I've known you, probably at least 4 dogs and probably 6.
Oh, we're in the 20s.
Yeah, well, since I've known you, though, I'm thinking, but maybe it's more than I realize. But he gets attached to these dogs and then has to give them up.
Oh, I know. When I grew up, I had 4 German Shepherds throughout my, first 18, 20 years. Always had 2 of them at the same time. Let me tell you, they are just an incredible breed.
Well, Kristen, we expect to see you out at Cottonwood next week.
Absolutely. And Rick, one of the things I was going to suggest is we need to make a silent auction be Rob takes a picture with Santa's lap, by the way. I'd pay to see that.
Because I'd pay not to have it taken, right?
if people are willing to pay for that, we'll set it up.
Well, so what kind of auction items are we going to see out there?
Oh, there is something for everybody. We've got, for the sports fans, an autographed football by J.J. Watt and Arian Foster.
Oh, wow.
A Brian Cushing autographed football for the Aggies, a Kevin Sumlin football. For the Texas Tech fans, a Cliff Kingsbury football, the Troy Aikman helmet. For soccer people, a jersey and soccer ball signed by Clint Dempsey, who used to be captain of the America's soccer team. We've got an Earl Campbell football, Astros tickets. Then there's wine, cigars, artwork, jewelry, tons of restaurants. There's just Astros tickets, rodeo tickets, symphony tickets. So, there is just... And for Rob, we've even got certificates for Botox.
Now, that's funny.
That is good.
Yeah, I'm not old. I'm seasoned.
There is... Nobody can go there and say they didn't see anything they didn't want to bid on.
That is awesome.
Now, it's going to be...
all these items were donated by various businesses around Houston, and it's a great way, like I said, to support the dogs and help us. Our vet bills are astronomical, the food bills are high. This is just a great way to help save these dogs.
And you're actually going to have some German Shepherds out there that are available for adoption. Is that correct?
Yeah, the beauty of Cottonwood is they have a huge outdoor area. It's very pet friendly, so if people want to bring their dogs for the photos with Santa, we'll have dogs that are available for adoption. People are free to come and see the dogs and bring theirs as well.
Yeah, well, bring them if they get along with other dogs.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the good thing is getting into the event is free. The photos with Santa have a small fee, but just to show up, and get to know us and get to know the dogs doesn't cost a thing.
So let's repeat. When, where?
Cottonwood Bar, which is on North Shepherd, just by 34th Street, 3422 North Shepherd, and it's December 6th from 1 to 4.
And the name of it again is?
Cottonwood, Houston.
And the name of the event's called?
Jingle Bell Bark and Brew.
Okay, you go
Jingle Bell Bark and Brew. I like that.
If you go to Facebook, you can look up Jingle Bell Bark and Brew, and they do have a page if you're attending. And I put down that I'm attending, and I think, Chris, when you get back to your Facebook today,
yes,
I want to put down that you're attending, and you're bringing Regina and your 2 kids.
Absolutely. Well, I don't know if I can bark and brew with them there, though. But I can definitely bid on the Botox for you.
Wow.
And the picture with Santa.
You can sit on Santa's lap and get the injections right there.
Okay,
That's a sight to see.
Well, Rick, thank you so much for calling in. I appreciate it. And probably get you to call in again next week to remind everybody.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot, Rick. We appreciate it.
So,
I will see you guys soon.
Likewise.
Bye.
That is always a lot of fun. Rick's always a pleasure to speak with, by the way. He's always involved in an incredible organization and always doing something very good, not only for the dogs, but he's always doing something good for a lot of different organizations.
Well, he does a lot with Sunshine Kids as
well.
That
is correct.
That's our Berkshire Hathaway Home Services nationally supports Sunshine Kids, and so we're constantly looking for ways and events to enhance that. We have a goal that we want to make sure we up it every year.
Correct.
And so we're always looking for that. Chris, you were a huge help this year when you gave a portion of your production to Sunshine Kids, and that has not gone unnoticed.
Well, the good thing is it goes towards a great cause, and more importantly, for some great children who need, we need to raise money, and we need to continue to provide them all the support services we can. So
So back to Phil.
Back to Phil.
So, what were we talking about?
Let me paint something for you.
We were talking about the fact that you have, that normally right now in the industry you have painters that will show up on time in uniform without a white truck.
Well, we might have a white truck, but but it's going to be clean and logoed. You know what I mean? You'll know that it is us.
Absolutely.
Right. Yeah. So the painting folks don't really have the best of reputations. You find somebody on Craigslist or you look on Google, and they may or may not show up on time. They may or may not get you what they promised. And that's my vision here. Is we're going to definitely raise the bar for painters here. We're going to be the customer service oriented. We're going to earn your 5-star review on every job. As a matter of fact, I won't take your check until you're 100% satisfied. So roll that beautiful bean footage.
What people's experience is that maybe they don't show up, or maybe the work isn't, and they have no accountability. What kind of accountability are they going to have with you, and what kind of guarantees or warranties are you offering?
Every job is going to be warranted for at least 2 years, and up from there, 2 to 4 years on average, depending on if it's interior or exterior. You'll have a person that's on site that is a painting manager, and I will be there every day as well, every day in the morning to make sure that everything's on task, everything is being on schedule, and making sure that you're satisfied with everything as we move through the process. Now,
when it comes to painting, are you just doing painting, or are you doing sheetrock work? I mean, interior, exterior. Talk about a little bit about the services that you offer.
Right, yeah. We do minor construction work as well. So, if you have trim on your house or holes in your sheetrock that need to be repaired, or some rotten wood, we do take care of the carpentry as well.
Okay, perfect.
So interior and exterior, commercial and residential is what we do.
Yeah, we were actually talking about that this morning. There's no way that you can get a paint job, and you're going to go there and say they want the base trim, and find some spot that's you'll be able to put your finger through it.
Especially here in the Houston area, it's so humid and hot that you always find a little
arises on a paint job that you weren't expecting.
No, I would agree. And one of the things, as you mentioned right there, one of the things right now, and I've painted my home in the past, a lot of different ways, but generally speaking, the way I've always done is I go to a construction site and I speak Spanish, so I talk to the guys, say, hey, what are you guys doing when you finish up this home, come on over and see me. And, but one of the things that I've always personally struggled with is that, they don't show up the next day, or you can't get them to show up on time, or they don't show up at all, or they start half the project, and then a Saturday, Sunday rolls around, the builder calls them out there, they do their main work. Next thing you know, I'm sitting a week later, and I've got a half a paint job going on and missing all the rest of it. So, one of the things I think it's incredible. I think obviously from ProTake Painting, what you're doing is you're creating a professionalism in the industry that doesn't exist. I think some of your challenges will be to re-educate the consumer on what that's going to look like, though. Because absolutely, I think most of the people here are accustomed to doing it the way I do it, right? Is you go out there and you find that. And so that's going to be, that'll probably be the biggest challenge. And I tell everybody out there is every industry has to have a change to it most of the time. So, and this is one of those opportunities I see to really bring something different to the industry that is merited right now. So
disruptive. Innovation is what they call that, and it is something that's probably long overdue in all trade. But you get plumbers and electricians and stuff, they have to be licensed. And we were talking about this earlier that basically to be a contractor in Texas, you basically raise your right hand and say, I'm a contractor, and you are. And so there's no accountability. You're not reporting to anybody. You're just going out and doing that. And that seems to be a biggest issue and why people get so frustrated.
Right. Exactly. And that's exactly what I'm here to do is to change the industry.
And the buck stops here, right?
Exactly.
And you mentioned this is a franchise?
It is. Sure is.
Okay. How long has the franchise been around?
Since 1995. So 1995. Almost 20 years. Right. Yeah.
Wow.
Now, I was amazed to find that there was one available in Houston, because you would think, of course, with the job market in Houston and just the growth in general.
Right.
But there's actually only one other franchise down in the Clear Lake area. So I'm up on the north side of Houston. So Woodland Spring, Conroe area, everything kind of north of the Beltway is where I'm focusing right now.
Wow, that is awesome. We have a lot to talk about, but unfortunately, like I always tell everybody, time flies when you're having fun. We are past this first segment right here. We want to thank Rick for calling in a little bit earlier. We're going to get back here in a few moments. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Such as you meets an old immovable object like me, you can bet as sure as you live, something's gotta give, something's gotta give, something's gotta give.